Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, and whoever you are and wherever you are. Hello, happy May Day, first day of May, considered to be a day for the power to the workers. News I've been seeing throughout the whole day is that, well, the only one major one would be in Philippines, as tradition, is a May Day. Many workers are united and demonstrating outside the city of Manila and so forth. Not too sure other cities, but probably in the United States will be a much more profound due to tariff wars, economic downturn. Might see protests happening in the United States more aggressively, I would say, for May Day. Um, yeah, today is considered as a public holiday, and yeah, been very take my time, do some personal family issues and so forth. So yeah, just try not to go that too much. As I said and it promised, just a few hours back, I'm doing two videos at the same day, just to clear out my backlog of recording my works. So today and in this video, I would like to talk about something in front of me that I have done something new for the first time. For the first time, I participate in bidding under this to me is new, unique auction. The second, I would consider that as the second or third largest or known local auction house for numismatic, like coins, stamps, and of course banknotes. Yes. They try to diversify. I think when they diversify to another types like trading cards, comic books, it becomes too saturated. Most of those are specific niches, specific hobbyists, specific investors, and specific collectors. I understand they try to diversify to maximize their income through their hard work, but focusing on something more in their streets. And I noticed that Unique and a trigonometric, the largest one and most well-known auction house in Malaysia, should narrow down and focus on numismatic and coins. Either they do more coins or more banknotes, or equally. But I believe they should separate them individually, because even coins, there are auction bidders. Sorry, the bidders and collectors are also niches. Like personally, like me, I only collect banknotes. Coins very rare unless they are unique for investment. I would try and put it in my money in investing certain coins. Most of the time, like gold coin or silver coins or rare gold coins or rare silver coins or any kind of rare coins that do give potential return. So rather than keeping it for my own personal collection, whereas banknotes, certain items I do collect them for my personal hobby, for my own personal collections, and some items, not many, I would say, are my investment, my insurance policy for my uh, money converted into a saving, from saving into a bank note. So it kills two birds one stone. Basically, it's my saving money in insurance that will investly it should grow, and of course, being a hobby, to view my collection as it is, to how do I to feed the soul, I would say. Hobby is kind of revitalizing your own soul, make yourself happy. It's a kind of excitement and joy to the soul, you know. It's like a food for your soul. Collecting and committing to your hobby is kind of food for your soul. Anyway, I don't want to take too long about it, but this week, there are not much notes that we have. This is one of the last things I have in my archive to talk about and to collect and to conclude about few more days or weeks, I would say, before the next things or any new things will come along. So yeah, so let me talk about unique auction. Unique auctions is kind of new to me, but I believe they already established themselves for about 2 years or so. They've tried and triggered themselves to open wide. Most of the inventories are actually not in Kuala Lumpur, as I experienced my one. They are not in Kuala Lumpur. They are actually in Perak or in Ipoh, sort of another state, another outstation. So it took them a while for it to come and deliver it to KL. Of course, bidders are across the country, I would say, and of course across the region. So they do have a system where winning bidders transfer their money, pay for the winning bids by the winners, and they will actually deliver it by mail. Uh, Express mail, we call it post laju. Basically, it's an express post, so it will be doing delivery probably less than 1 or 2 days, or subsequently third party delivery parcels company which do deliver as fast as it could to the winning bidders after they pay. I tried my luck with them that I didn't want to transfer money from my saving account directly to their account, so I prefer to use my credit card. Now, credit card is a bit difficult to do it online. They don't have that system, so I did it in their branch office in Kuala Lumpur. And before that, I think it's the first experience for them probably. They need to actually deliver this to Kuala Lumpur. It took them roughly since my first request, and they have accepted it. Probably took them 2 weeks. Probably, it sounds very long, days and weeks, 2 weeks, but I believe it's kind of a first time experience that they have a customer or client demand or requests that they can collect with their on hand on their branch. But the thing is, the items is in another state, so and I requested to pay in credit card, so it has added another layer for them, a challenge. But I am very proud and happy to say they're able to resolve those matters and accept my credit card payment, which is good. If you're trying to do so established, but by paying a big purchase, big purchases, credit card is the only way to pay quickly and more genuine compared to paying through saving account, which is quite a big loss, especially if you want to talk about your credit abilities. So yeah, done that, everything was very happy. And one thing I like about, I actually won 3 items. I bidded 3 items. First item is the Bank of Communication. This is the Bank of China overprint over Ningpo and Minpo and commercial bank. They overprinted. I had the original. I'll bring it up. Maybe not. I think I have sent it up for grading if I'm not mistaken. But never mind. I think if I have it, I'll bring it out. Have a look together for comparison. And the other one, just for a blue, out of the blue, is this one. I don't have this note. I never attempted to collect this note, but yeah, we'll talk about it later one by one. I'm actually gonna open up and review those notes. But first thing first, the packaging. Presentation. I never bought anything from Christine or any $1 million bidding auction house, but I believe the way they present the items to the winners is in a very luxurious or in a very good manner. And Unique, to me, has done that. Each individual delivered items are in a good way, confident given to me on how they deliver the items to me, given to me. Each individual had their own plastic cover, resealable. Okay, resealable. Uh, they had their own protection. The notes has its own sheet of protection, and then they have a hard cover it, and then a plastic sleeves, a larger one, which attached to it is the lot number of the banknote. And then when they deliver this from, I believe, from Ipoh to Kuala Lumpur, they put an immensely hard cover. This is almost a half a centimeter type of hard cover. I will bring it out, like, see. And they had a resealable plastic pouch, I would say, just a plastic pouch with their logo on it. Unique, really unique. This is a very good bonus because these plastics, I can reuse them to systematic personally use these bags for something to put in my collection or to categorize them. It's a very great bonus. I can reuse this, and the way they presented it to the winners, the winning bidders, I mean, this is awesome compared to the ones that I get from the trigonometrics. They're not even delivered like this. The trigonometry is they cover in a very thin plastic type of thin cardboard. I think I had one. Let me show you how they presented it. Let me see if I had it. Yeah, I have it here, right here. Yeah, this is one example. I already taken out the note, put to properly categorize, systematically put in my albums or whatever. I haven't categorized them yet properly, but this is how they present it to you. This is the other auction that is this one considered as number one, the most well-known auction house for banknotes and coins is Trigonometric Auctions. They're given their address, where they are addressed from, their email, and their website page. And the banknote usually is inside here in the black area. Nice presentation, to be honest. I like that way. So if they got two notes, they can actually put both sides. And again, this is their plastic, flimsy. This is how they put in this. Whereas you compare to Unique, although they are nothing that fancy, like they have the address, everything, that is actually plus if they wanted to put it there. But I think if not putting it, just putting in the logo, I think it's very minimalistic branding style, and presentation wise, I like this one than this one. This gives that the notes presentation nice, but the confidence of the safety of the note, and that is one reason why I never take the option from them to mail it to my house. I prefer knowing if it's going to be like this. I very worry if they are transporting the banknotes, especially it's not graded banknotes, traveling this by the postman delivery and so forth, is potentially going to get damaged. It invites the problem, and to me this is a big no for me. No, big no for me. And that is what I never take the option to pay an extra few ringgits, I would say about 10 to 30 ringgits, for them to deliver to my whole doorstep. I avoid it because of this, how they going. Who knows what are they going to do? Probably they may put a hard paper or something to make sure it doesn't bend. But the way of the presentation, even if I collect it by hand, this is how they presented it, and it's enough cost saving. The important details are there. The company's logos, company's address, phone number, email, and the web page is there, and the banknote is presented there under the black background. Pretty elegant, I would say, pretty professional. But the way it's presented and comparing it, unique, I think the unique one hits the mark for me. Because why? I can't reuse this. I can reuse this. This is something good. I can reuse this, and if I have plenty of this, I can categorize them, put my items in much more easier. And I normally do that. And every time I buy a banknote, every time I buy a banknote when I go flea market, oops, sorry, drop my items down from my shelf. Let's see, every time I go shop at a flea market, or if I go to a flea market, tendency I would actually go with a book like this. I bought and I put a hard cover before, and so you can clip on it. And I buy this one. I put the money inside here, or the notes inside here. Both sides you can use. Just put it in, and with a hard, very very hard cover, so it doesn't bend the notes. Put it in, zip tie it. Okay, remove the air. Just remove some air inside there, so it doesn't puff up. If you want to leave it to puff up, it's okay. It's kind of reach, but I just don't want it to move too much. That's all. And I add some, getting the oxygen out of there. So I buy a couple of sleeve pages and just knock it off. So every time I buy something, my banknote from a fair, or the, anybody I trade, or if I want to bring it out for grading, I always transport it with this. I just put it in my banknote, just put it in this album, and then just put it in my bag safely. And when I arrive to the dealer, if I want to send it for grading of my notes, or if I want to buy or collect notes, I put it inside here and do my transaction here. So that's my way of doing things. So similar, this one has done it. So yeah, let me just take a while to put things back to my album. One moment. Okay, yeah. So back again. So let's check the notes out. Okay, this one, lot number 440207. Oh, and one more thing. Talking about other than the pros on this one, the other Pop Pro they had done is actually they have a link of a web page that is kind of very useful for people who are frequently going to go to Unique and buy or bid on something. If you win, you get points, like credit points, and the credit points serves as a way to reduce your cost of buying in the future. So it's like a supermarket. You accumulate points for you to get discount. So if you buy a lot, you get a lot of points, and potentially in the future, if you want to buy some notes that is really really good, or some bonus one, you can actually use your point to reduce the cost to 0. Yeah, that's right. So that's one big plus to me. If you want to buy something and they constantly have something that I want, and I bid and I win, I also get the points. So in the future, when I wish to bid something and maybe I don't have enough money, or that item is very expensive, I can use my point to reduce the cost of paying for the next purchase. So it's a very good system for the auction house to do that, accumulate point. I never hear that, especially for those millionaires bidding like Christine and perhaps Heritage does that. Okay, because when your bid is over, there's no other future commitment on transaction. Once the item is completed its transaction, this one is give you obligation that you still have the points. So in the future you bid on something else and you win, you can use the point to reduce the price. Basically, discount. You get discount through your point system. So that's one big plus. If you a way to continue to get a bidders or buyers to continue to go into and purchase from Unique Auction House. I think that is one of the big plus, I would say, for Unique. If they keep on having that momentum or giving a great bonus for each ringgit you spend or each dollar you spend increases the number of points, I think you attract more people to buy in auction, because in Unique Auction, because people would know I can get a lot of savings, and in the future I can in enough points to get a note probably for free by bidding some auction, that I can get that one for free. It's a very attractive system for an auction house to do that, to have a continuous clients and bidders and purchasers of the notes through them, and getting more commissions, of course. So that's one big plus from them, I would say. So what can I in the negative side of things, I won't say it's a negative, because knowing that they have just recently relatively new, they haven't run for more than 10 years of auction housing, more than 10 years. This recently I know that for 2 years, and it's been going rough ups and downs. I won't say it is a negative, but I do need to put that in front as part of the cons, is they don't have enough variety of items for auction. So every time they have auction, there are a lot of notes that I don't want. It doesn't attract me to bid, because it doesn't capture me what I want or what I need, compared to Unique, compared to Heritage, compared to European auction houses, which has run more than 10 years. They have built their reputation. So the first thing, I understand Unique needs to build that reputation. They have done it by having this point system to attract buyers. Now they have to attract the sellers, those who are going to put their items through their auction house for them to sell their items in representing by Unique. They need to do that as a very big chunk of it. Auction house with very common and very easily get items wouldn't last long. You lose more clients, even with the point system, to keep point system kind of attractiveness of the business. But the sole purpose of an auction house is to have attractive banknotes. They need to have attractive sellers, and that is something that is they need to really do more exercise on. The trigonometry, when they started it, it's the same issue. Nothing very attractive for me to buy, whether I want it or whether I need it in my collection. But eventually, as time goes by, as they grow, they have developed the seller base and also the buyer base. It became more attractive, and more frequently I go to trigonometry than Unique. So that is the one reason, because of there are things that I've wanted it, like banknotes from China, banknotes from Japan, and etc. Those are the things that I'm looking for. So if you don't have those items, there's no point for me to go in there very vigorously. I'll just glance through. If it doesn't interest me, I move on. And for them, it will be a loss cause. There is no profit, because when you have less bidders, there are potentially less buyers that means you don't get a good bidding, and eventually you lose out that point. An auction house will die out if uh, their profit is not going up because there's no bidders. And most of the time it will take advantage by the bidders through that. They'll take advantage of cheap because nobody's bidding. I've seen it, I've experienced it as a bidder, looking through those landscape and through those lands. I've seen it. And as they grow, becoming more mature, more known, those kind of advantages for bidders to get cheap items but rare start to diminish, because there are more bidders means the bidding will be more competitive. There are a lot of people looking the same notes they wanted, and it will raise the price of the items that they are auctioning out. So those are the things that they need to go through. So I would say that is the only con at the moment for me. That is the only con that I can think of. They need to have variety of good notes there. Now another pro that I would say is there's certain notes they have put up on their page. Certain items that are considered very expensive, things like a straight settlement $10 and so forth. There was happened in the last auction in Unique. I saw it. I'm not too sure which one of the specific note, but it's something very, very expensive. I think it's North Borneo note of $10 or $5. Those kind of notes are super expensive. They're worth value about a bidding also, I would say 20 to 30,000 ringgit, 5 figures. Now 5 figures for you to transfer a credit card, fine if you have a lot of money. But not all bidders are that capable. They are able to make commitments. They really want to buy that note, but they don't have that ability to pay off one shot, which most of the auction house does that. Pay a full sum immediately, then you give that. If you pay late, you get penalties. Now this auction house do give an option if for certain items, which of course agreed upon whereby the person who is selling the note and on the side of the unit, both parties agree to unlock the option for the bidders. Either you can pay full, right, transferring your funds from your saving account, or through credit card. I believe there is an option they can provide, or provide check. I'm not too sure whether they accept check, but check is pretty old-fashioned. Another option probably would be encouraging is using cryptocurrency as part of a payment. I think that will be a much more advanced for newer generations, younger people who buys. They use cryptocurrency to buy and pay their items. In European countries, there are auction house do accept crypto payments, knowing the value of the cryptocurrency. I think Malaysia can do that. Maybe through we have legal web page to buy cryptocurrency and store cryptocurrency, like Luno as one example. In Malaysia. So there are options, and I would encourage, as a suggestion, methods of payment should be open up much more options. Online transfer is one option, paying credit card is one option, paying debit card is another option, cryptocurrency is another option. Now one thing that I love, that I say is a very good plus point in payment from Unique, is those big items, 5 figures items. Some people will not very willing to pay one shot and lump sum of 35,000, 40,000, 50,000 ringgit. So of course, if the seller and the auctioneers agree upon, they open and unlock a option using installment plan. That's right. Certain items are permitted to do installment plan with zero interest. Pay installment plan with zero interest. Those big items is much more useful to have that kind of system of paying installment plan. Not everybody can buy a car a lump sum. Not everybody can buy a house a lump sum payment. You get a loan, you pay the lump sum to the person who you're buying it, and you owe the bank, and you pay the bank monthly installment until you fully complete payment. Of course, house loan, the home loans and the car loans, there are interest. Banknotes, based on what I've seen through their web page and through their auction, is zero interest. I repeat, zero interest. So you're paying what it is that you have bought, plus the commission fee, plus the delivery if you chose to have a delivery fee option, and then you get the note and you commit to pay every month of that cost with zero interest. That is one of the best option if you're buying a huge price tag of items. These items are probably just only a few hundred ringgit, so it's no point of having a installment plan. It defeat the purpose. But those that has 5 figures or more than 5,000 or 8,000 ringgit, I would say, have the option of the installment plan. I think it will be more attractive for Unique to do that, to attract people who is very sensitive to financial, but yet wish to purchase those items through the bidding system. So it's a great plus point for Unique. I have seen there are more plus point than the negative, I would say, for the Unique auction house, one based on my experience and my observation and investigation of their auction through online bidding and so forth. So yeah, that's one thing. Well, that's what I want to talk about the Unique. Let's go through the notes that I have. So again, zip Loctite. This is very good. I like it. Matte finish. It's not clear. It's just matte. Hard copy. So the cardboard inside is really hard. Those are the very thick one, thicker than my one that I had in my folder. I think I'm gonna use this one onto my folder. It's gonna be a bit heavier and thicker, but at least the notes is gonna be safe. So yeah. Let me see the board. Is it possible to use? Yeah, see how thick the board is. Look at my finger between these two. You can see that? Yeah, see how thick it is? This is thick. Very thick. Okay, thick enough. It won't bend the notes, I would say. It won't bend it. So compared to that one, when you're delivering it, it won't bend it. And the good thing is they're not that cheap. If you buy 3 items, they put 3 cardboards. So this is something I like. They care for each item. They know that the buyer is one person. They can actually put everything into one if they want to save cost on this. But for me, that is pretty much okay. You know, one auction, put it all together in one, and so forth. But they don't. They're not that stingy. And doing this is actually very good, because why? It shows them they care for the items very professionally. Condition is all about, the value of it is always based on the condition. Condition of the banknotes is all its importance. If you put this together, sometimes you might get damage through the process of filing and organization. So if they put each individual, so each individual would be protected without sharing the problems among all the notes. So that is really professional of them to do it. So I really like that. How they did this. So the note is that I bought, let's talk about the notes, is again this plastic, don't need it. It's just they put it in for their system of labeling. They put the sticker on the lot number, blah blah blah, as you can see. And this is the note, and inside the note there is a sleeve, probably by the seller to protect the note, and to protect the note from being lost or what, they put a hard plastic too. So it's a plus minus, it's a plus for me. The note that I got, condition wise, not that great. Normally I don't buy notes in this condition, but I saw an opportunity that buying this note even in this condition is really cheap. If I'm not mistaken, I got it for 100 ringgit. Normally in this condition, the people will sell probably at 200, 250, but at 150% to 60% discount on the original price. Why not? I'll take it. Condition wise, it's not my thing, but probably when I have enough capital, I will upgrade this note to a better condition. But in the meantime, start from the low, go up slowly to the high point. So this note is actually in the old days in Malaya, before Malaysia time. This is the government of the Strait Settlement, which consists of currency. This is only used in Penang in those days, Port Swettenham or Port Well, Port Swettenham, Malacca, and Singapore. 3 British Crown colony combined together is a Strait Settlement. So this note is basically during King George time, I think. So yeah, number wise, I think this is J98. So do that closer, yeah. And you notice that this note, even in the old days, in those early days, they have 3 languages. If you notice, in Mandarin, in English, and the bottom you have is in Malay. Or the language script is called Jawi, but it is the old writings if for Malay language. Of course, today Malay language is now written in a Latin alphabet, like the English, but the pronunciation of the words are all the same. So today and those days, they are the same. So nothing much changed if you speak, but in the writing system or written system, they have changed from this to this. There has been a lot of talks in Malaysia trying to revive this as an art, or trying to remodel the Malay language to write in Jawi. There are certain parties that are trying to do or attempt to do that. So you have Chinese here, say $1, Malay $1 here, $1. Then the back is the Malayan tiger as a symbol. A big label here is the printing is by, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, what is the name? I can't see it very. Bradbury Wilkinson and Corporation. What's this? Called and Company Limited. New Melden, if I'm not correct pronunciation, or if the words are correct, it's 2 damn small. And England. Ooh, that was a difficult one to see because the paper is quite dirty and so forth. It's very difficult for me to analyze it properly. I just saw this note. I haven't seen this note. I haven't started this note. Of course, generally I see under the glass the good condition one that sells more 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 ringgit when in a very uncirculated condition. And this one I got it for 100 ringgit. I think it's worth its buck for its value. There are holes, pinholes. There are plenty of holes, I could say. Fold, strong fold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle, there's 1 hole. I think there's a couple of holes here. And the wear and tear of the folding line, you can see there is a hole here, hole here. There are plenty of Swiss cheese hole. But the most important thing, the tear of the paper is not across the print. That is something that I always buy, no matter what condition, or if it's a rare item, no matter what is the condition, so long they don't have a tear or missing piece onto the area of the print, I'm quite satisfied and happy to keep it. I have some notes that have tear off it or gone missing. I just don't want to get missing. If it's tear across it, fine. If it's a rare and difficult note, fine, I'll keep it. But if it's a missing piece, it's like those American dollars, the $2, they always tear a piece here or tear a piece here because it's bad luck or whatever luck they want to believe in, the superstitions at that time. They tear the piece out here, the corner one. God, I can't collect that. What is it look like here? Is it a square? What is the integral print here? That is something that makes me frustrated when collecting the note. But if the note is very difficult to find, it's extremely rare, I probably will just pass by and let go. But if a note is still potential, I can find it out there or find it in eBay or whatsoever. It gets me thinking whether I should buy it or not. So I have some boundaries of lines when I buy something like this. There's nip here. There's a missing piece here, but it's not covering over this integral print here or any integral print. It's just a border. So this is acceptable for me as a collection. If I do not pursue to upgrade it, it's still a good collection. Details are there. It's just that you don't get to see what is brightly colored and clean. But the design of it overall, I can see it very clearly. So yeah, this is $1. Straight settlement is a local currency and printed on the 1st of January 1935. Yep. Cheap note, as we call it. Cheap note to get it. Something that is worth 200, 300 ringgit. I got it for 100. So it's a worth a bargain, I would say. It's just a worth a bargain. And note stamps like this is almost 100 years old, almost going to 1935, so it's about 90 years old. I think it's worth the bump to get this note. And seal it back here as a protection. I think it's very nice. It's very good. Next, the next note is this one, the overprint note. Again, I love how they do the protection. Again, the cardboard is hard, protects the note from being bent further, and they put out this paper. Of course, the plastic for that one is very big. I noticed they cut the plastic so that it can fit in nicely. Very good effort. That is an effort, I would say. Took them a good effort to do that. So yeah, here's the note. Ta-da! Not condition wise, it's not so great. It's kind of like fine condition, I would say. Kind of like a fine condition. There are tears, but they didn't tear through much. There's tear through here, but the thing is the details I can see, so that is what I've just said just now is acceptable, but I prefer not to cross over the print. But this is an overprint of a Ningbo bank. You see it's written here, the Ningbo, can you see that? It's the Ningbo Commercial and Saving Bank Limited. That is the original banknotes bank, but due to cost and the decentralized issue and war in China, they took the old notes from this local branch and converted into the Central Bank of China notes. It's kind of a quasi-national bank, I would say. And then of course they didn't the signature they put up here, but they didn't give the titles. Of course they didn't cross out this one. The bank director is supposed to be assistant manager and manager. Yeah, it's supposed to be that way, but they didn't do that. They cross out and put Shanghai here, and they put the two overlap stamp here, which is the color deteriorated. This is overprint to the not from the original note. And this is they cancel out the original Ningbo and they replace it with Central Bank of China at the bottom, and they added in Shanghai. Now this is a very fun note. Let me see if I can find my note. If I can find it, we can do a comparison. Here we go. Some comparison. We can look and see what is being different from the original note and the overprint. Now original looks like this, Ningbo. So yeah, there's Shanghai. This is the original Ningbo Commercial Bank and Saving Banks here. This is what the original looks like. Original signature only one-sided, signed by the director of the bank. Everything remained the same. So if you look at this one, see the change? They removed that one You see that? They cross out this one and replace it with the Central Bank of China, and the signature at the bottom. Signature at the bottom is Shanghai in English. Here is original. Yep, it's original, but the name and signature is different. Yeah, you can see that. It's supposed to be only one person to sign, which is the managing director. At the front, what's the difference? The top is different. As you can see, they have removed and crossed out the Ningbo Bank, and they put it in Central Bank of China. And of course, the Shanghai all remain the same. That's the branch place. But between the two, you can see here the stamp on the seal of the Central Bank of China's the manager and assistant manager's signature, or the Chinese seal, is added in after this note were printed. See the difference? So that's the difference, this note and this one. Of course, which one is more expensive? This one is more expensive than this one. This one is overprint a lot. It's much more cheaper. Of course, the more better quality the note from both sides, even comparison, this is much more expensive and more rarer than this one. So again, this note, I've got it for about 300 or 400 ringgit plus commissionish. So it was worth its money, I would say, to collect this one. So yeah, this one is 300 ringgit. This one in US dollar is about 350 US dollar for this condition, for fine condition. So can you imagine this if this was in extremely fine or about uncirculated or uncirculated condition? They're worth 4 figures in US dollars. It's already in this condition. It's already at 350 US dollars. So in ringgit wise, it's about 1,200, 1,300 ringgit, roughly there, but below 1,500 ringgit. This is about 300 to 400 ringgit. Yeah, same note, but because it's been overwrite, it becomes a different value, different purposes, different time was used. So yeah, and that's the note that I got. So I got this notes at quite in reasonable price. That's why I committed to get these notes in the bidding, because they were relatively in a good way, price tag, let's say. So reasonable price. The next one is the big bunk, the biggest bunk I can find from this auction, the one that I actually pursue on buying. These were two, probably I would say secondary also, but this one is the big catch for me. This is what I saw that I wanted, I needed. It is required in my collection because I've made a commitment this year, try to find and collect the Bank of Communications banknotes, as many as I can. They have a lot, but I know that it's impossible to find them all. Not because I can't afford it, is you can't find it. It's very difficult, extremely difficult. Okay, let me just open up. You can see, Bank of Communication, print in Shandong. Shandong province. Right? I'm saying is it correct? Is it? Yeah, Shandong province in English. Seriously, it's the bidding number, which is lot number 430430. Very nice number. Protected in the sleeve. So yeah, I'll just keep it in the sleeve. Condition extremely fine, which is really good condition for this kind of notes. Most of the time I find this Bank of Communication note, you won't find it above very fine condition. Most of it is so worn out and such a disastrous. As you can see, most of Chinese banknotes are very worn off, are very difficult to be at extremely fine. Even you can find extremely fine, they're worth a lot of money. It's a huge jump from very fine to extremely fine for Chinese banknotes during Republic eras. It is very difficult. And looking at this, the color, the texture is very very fresh. It's not yellowish, it's not brownish. The fold, not to a physically you can't see it, but actually when you do a more detailed look under the light, there are fold. That is why it's graded in extremely fine. I would say it's extremely fine. The auction house seller description is extremely fine, which the price really quite there. In the book, the price tag for extremely fine for this note is around 800 or 850 ringgit. But normally from the book, if you talk about international buyers, the world stage auction, you always plus a little bit more because the book is quite old in its price tag. And if the note is very rare and unseen, I believe it should go up a little bit more by 30%. It should go to probably about 1,000 to 1,200 ringgit price range for this note. I've got it for about 600 and no more than 700, 650 ringgit for this note. 650 ringgit, it was a fair deal. If I want to resell it, somebody really wants it, I will sell it 1,200, double the price, because knowing the rarity of this note, and of course based on the catalog books that are appraised into that position of the range of 1,200, I would say today's market, it's justifiable price, and to be honest, it's cheap to get it. If you pay a full price, I probably would skip this at the moment, not getting it. But I got it for a very good price, for less than six, half the value of it, half of its natural actual value of it is a great deal. And I have never hold such a note like this in this color for the Bank of Communication. Normally the one I always see very nice and clean is in brown, black, not black, brown colors and so forth. It's very monotonous color, but I never seen those really bright colors in a bright paper like this. Beautiful. And to be honest, I like it and I want it, and I'm got it. So yeah, pretty happy on my achievement of getting this note. This is the big reason I actually joined Unique Auction, get this one. The others were kind of secondary to me, but this one was the one that I wanted to bid on. This is the one, and I'm quite happy that I've got it. Actually, I'm very happy. Should I grade it? Probably not, because I do have other notes that has higher value that I want to grade in my line, and grading costs money. And thanks to Donald Trump, I don't know whether I want to grade it in PMG, because I was thinking of grading this one for PMG. This one in the catalog book costs about 7,500 US dollar. I got it in a very good price. I'm not going to say how much I've won this one, but definitely I paid a good lump sum of money. But the actual price for this in the book value is $7,500, not ringgit, US dollars. Something in ringgit is about 1, 2, 3. It's about 30,000. 30,000. About 35,000, I would say. Ringgit, 5-figure note. This is something that I want to grade it in PMG because of its value. But due to Donald Trump, the tariffs and etc., it gives me a question whether should I grade it there. And when the question is, people ask me grade all this note, grade that note, grade this note, that one was graded. I sent it out on December during the Christmas week, so it was before the inauguration of Donald Trump. That is why I sent this one. And I got this one just last weekend, and they bloody gave me a lot of there's an error here. So now I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do about it. Should I resend it back to correct the error? And Would the price goes up to pay this? Yes. PMG did announce that they raised their price tag. I don't know PCGS they're gonna raise their price tag. I'm not too sure, but PMG needs to restructure their system for this next 4 years. If this Donald Trump's tariff continues, probably Asia should have all the nodes graded in Hong Kong, where they have a base of operation in Asia, and PCGS has a base of operation in Singapore. Why not we send those notes there for it to grade rather than send it to America? Or bring the graders out to their branches to grade. I understand they want to hire graders who are American because it's American brand. It is their brand. But they do want to cater international brand. People, clients, I would say. That this is one way you need to do to assist them. Because raising the price, I think it will discourage people to grade. And I think if this continues, then I got no choice. I will have to go and grade by my local company that is bred here, like TQG, MDC. They do grade good. I mean, as I commented in a few of my videos before, TQG's grading system is more strict and more stringent than PMG. If this is 15, if this is TQG grade this as 15, PMG is gonna grade it at 20. So to get TQG to grade it at 70 with a star, with exceptional paper quality, for them is a very plus. It's like the coins, they had the NGCs and so forth, they graded, and then they had another grading company grade the note, the coin itself, and put a sticker, a green sticker. I forgot what it's called, but I just seen through other videos in the YouTube that actually gives more boost of confidence of the note. So this one I do know, TQG local is very cheap. I would say about 100 ringgit. This is probably goes to 100 or 300 ringgit. This one can go less than 100 ringgit, and it's faster. This takes 4 months. This takes 1 month because it's graded in local in Malaysia. This is a Malaysia brand, and the plus side is the confidence is they grade much more stricter than PMG. That's the trend that people has been seeing and spotted, and I hope they maintain their integrity on their services. And with that integrity, with that branding, combine that and time, and the clients like myself, if I choose to grade more in TQG, which I did send 3 of my notes to TQG to grade rather than PMG, because I just sent it last month, almost 3-4 weeks ago. Should be expecting next week to get it back. As well as that time and that reputation, it will be competing against PMG in no time. So that is all I have for today. Actually, that is all I have for today. 3 notes that I've got from the auction for the first time I've actually bid, and of course I have points. I have collected some points. The points, of course, is not enough to get a free note for future bidding, but it's enough to reduce the cost of the notes bidding. After I win, I can reduce the cost and get some savings. So thank you for the point system for Unique Auction House. Really great choice, and I hopefully in the future I will continue by participate in Unique so long their weak point is resolved, which is variety options of notes. Something like this, as you see, if they have something like this kind of notes, I might consider participate and willing to spend some capital on those notes. Yeah. So if anybody who's interested in Unique, just type in your webpage. You can actually download a app for you to actually register for bidding. Now the next bidding is probably in the next few weeks. Every once a month they have some bidding. If they don't have enough item, they will skip the month. That is why as I said, the negative side is they don't have sufficient buyers confident enough to send their items to them for this operation to begin with. So yeah, I hope they have increased consignments to by the sellers to them, and hopefully they have more option and more variety options that is suitable for me personally. For me, my choice is those hard to get one. I don't like the one that are very common ones, local auction selling local currencies. I will get turned off because I can get anywhere else for a better price. I can negotiate, and there are a lot of sellers out there selling Malaysian banknotes, Singaporean banknotes, Thai banknotes. Unless they are very rare, and many of the dealers don't have that note, then that's fine. So thank you very much for you to participate in this video. Again, I wish everybody a very May Day, happy day, and happy rest day for all staff and workers. And hopefully you enjoy a long weekend if you take a break for Friday as a leave. So you have a 4 long weekend days. And if you like this video, do subscribe. Do you have any comments or anything you wish to ask, do freely write in and comment, or anything you wish to chalk out in, go ahead. If anything you might want to ask, do ask, or even to correct my information, do correct me. So I have no issue in that, because learning new things, learning my mistakes is something that I really do care. And sharing is caring, as I will always say to people. So sharing information is always a very caring moment for to gain knowledge and to increase the enthusiastic to collect banknotes. So again, thank you very much, and I hope to see you real soon.